Good evening, Miss Markle. How are you doing this evening?
Hello. Good.
So, I want to just, first of all, welcome to the Country Pros to North podcast. It's
Thanks.
amazing for you to even
Thank
come
you.
and grace us with your presence. Oh, don't worry,
Oh,
it's fun,
that's
it's
silly.
awesome and all that. Hello, everybody. So I'm huge into the tobacco, the cigar industry, and got a lot of people, different followers that come on, and I will love it, and I'm glad and honored that you can come on tonight and talk a little bit about it.
Perfect. Yeah,
Very
I'm rocking your
nice.
shirt.
I got yours too. Full honor.
Yes.
Oh
The
God,
plan
yes.
worked.
So if you
Love
could
it.
explain basically the backstory and what Folds of Honor is.
Sure. That's an easy one. So, we were founded in 2007 by Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney. He was coming back on a commercial flight. He's an F-16 fighter pilot, but he was on a commercial flight coming back, and a soldier was on the flight, and he was receiving the remains of his brother, who also was overseas and lost his life. And in that moment, as Lieutenant Colonel looked out the window and saw the son of this soldier out on the tarmac, that was what really brought him the call to start Folds of Honor. So all we do is fundraise dollars, and it's 91 cents out of every dollar that's actually converted to scholarships for the children and or spouses, whichever makes the most sense, of our fallen and service disabled military and first responders. And the importance, I would say, now more than ever, I would say, with Folds of Honor, choosing to meet sacrifice with hope. That's really our big motto. Something we live by, and we eat, sleep, and breathe it. Being sure that we're there and able to answer the call of sacrifice for our Indiana families and families across the country. That's very important to us, and making sure that we lessen the weight of that loss. We know that a loss in a military first responder family, it's mental, physical, economic. There's so many different layers to that loss. So we're here to hopefully lessen that impact economically, and then also, emotionally, by building that family around those families that are going through these difficult times. And that's what
You
we're
know
all
what?
about.
I think that is amazing and all that. I had the great honor and pleasure of having Major Ed on last week, so that was fantastic.
Yep,
So you guys also do golf outings for charity as well. If you could talk about that, I
we do.
mean,
Hmm.
and about Mr. Rooney.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's that's a
Mm-hmm.
tough act to follow, right? F-16 pilot, PGA golf pro, founder of Volition Golfwear, and CEO of Folds of Honor, like slightly overachieving, right? Um, he always says, "Fly before you're ready," which is kind of terrifying, but that's probably what it takes to be as crazy as he is, and do all the good works that he does in our country. We do all sorts of events. We do golf outings all over the state. We have companies that come to us and want to run third-party events that we partner with them on. We have a gala in September every year at the Lucas Family Estate in Carmel. This year, for example, we have Craig Morgan as our artist. We're very proud of that, him being
Mm-hmm.
military as well. And we have golf outings all over the place. We have one in up in South Bend at Knollwood Country Club on September 22nd. We have one, actually have like four, I think, in Indianapolis, and one in Richmond. We're working on one down towards Evansville. We're just really trying to get ambassadors and events at all pockets of the state, so that we, again, truly embrace our neighbors and our
I
families
think that
around
is
the whole footprint.
fabulous. Couldn't ask for anything better. Now,
I mean, beer and
Hey,
golfing
throw
and
cigars
fundraising
in the
for
mix.
American heroes.
You're
How do
rocking
you?
it. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. How do you screw
it's
it
the
up?
beauty. That's the best part
Perfect.
about it. And like
Mhm.
how I got started with all this is I got in touch with you, and it was fantastic. Basically, hands down, the best. If anybody does not follow, please follow Miss Markle. She's a wonderful person, inside and out. She's really passionate about what she's doing. Now, if you can elaborate
Thank you.
on that and how you got started in this, what drew you to this?
Sure, sure. Um, so I was a senior in high school on 9/11, and I had previous to 9/11, my plan was I was going to go into the music program in the Navy. And so I'd already worked through all of that and had several meetings, and that was what I was going to do. I was going to see the world, travel the world, right? And then 9/11 happened, and there was obviously, we all know, I hope everyone still remembers that's watching this. Um, there was a massive influx of enlistment, right? So the medical waiver that I had previously negotiated was not going to fly after that. So I got booted and wasn't able to serve my country in that capacity. So that bred anger
Man,
and frustration because I'm from a one stoplight town. So a majority of my friends enlisted. So that was tough. A lot of them are still in, actually. We're getting to be old farts now, but several of them are still in. Um, so there I was. I ended up, went to college, then ended up in bank management, bizarrely. So probably 10 years into bank management, I had a client that was here in Indianapolis, and he was on a board, and he's like, "You should come check it out." I'm like, "Yeah, we'll see." And long story short, that is retired General Brian Copes of Indiana National Guard took over after General Umbarger, and he ended up being a mentor of mine. And he told me one time when I was explaining this, he said, "Just because you couldn't wear the uniform doesn't mean you still can't serve our military." And that kind of changed. It did change my attitude and the way that I looked at everything. And this is in turn how I give back to the people that were able to serve, and in my opinion are heroes, not only in the military, but again, first responders, the people that I call when I have an emergency, and that the whole world calls when they have an emergency. Lord, we're the world's 911 call. So yeah, this is how I serve, and I'm proud to do it. And it still seems silly to me that I get a paycheck for doing this. I'm the only paid employee in the state. Everyone is volunteers. We run on a very, very, very thin budget on purpose, which is how we maintain the 91 cents out of every dollar being converted to scholarship
you
dollars, because
know
that's the
what? And
core mission.
that's the beautiful thing about it. Can't ask enough for enough people to want to do something special as this and to be a part
Yeah,
of something like this. And with that
agreed.
being said, like, okay, the cigar community, I'll probably be showing this lots later and everything like that, and everybody's going to watch it.
Sure.
Introducing the military to the cigar industry. What can
Yeah.
we do as a community to help that venture, or where do we go?
You that's a really great question. And that's something that I've been thinking a lot about lately. Not necessarily cigars, but how do I get the community, the military community or first responder communities all in the same? How do we get them together? And I will say over the years, even before I was in this position, because I've only been in this role for a year, but I've been on the board since 2018. Every time I run into military of all, it doesn't matter, Navy, Marines,
Mm-hmm.
crazy crayon eaters, it doesn't matter. They all want to just be heard, right? And to be heard around in a room where they're safe, right? So I maybe don't hear them in the same capacity as someone that has served would. So that's something that I'm working on now is now that I have ambassadors in different, cities across Indiana, for example, Valpo, South Bend, Fort Wayne, so on and so forth. I'm going to send those ambassadors. We can search through our database of donors around zip codes and just start kind of like a conversations and coffee, and try to have those set up on maybe a monthly basis where it is a safe space, with kind of the stamp of Folds of Honor so that people know what our mission is about and by default kind of
Oh,
know that it's a
that's
safe place.
fabulous. Like, my house is right on the 16th hole of Bridgewater Golf Course. And I was thinking
Nice.
of, well, I'm going to in July 14th to the 16th. And maybe you guys can help. Hey, who knows? Run a
Yeah.
fundraiser, a charity through so that you guys, different charities, and also Heart of a Lion, the John
Yeah.
Daly. Since the golf course, it's like, hey,
Yep.
let's get something going on the golf course. Get people on
Yeah.
it. My
Why
backyard's
not?
right on it. Love to cook. A whole bunch of cigars, different alcohol. And
Yeah. If there's food, I'm
I
coming.
have a good friend that's making a bourbon for me and all that, so he can bourbon there. I mean, to get it
Perfect.
out there and raise the awareness in the community, to be a part of it, it's
Yeah.
important, and you got to be passionate.
It, yep. I agree 100%. And yeah, I mean, any kind of event like that would be fun. Yeah, you can put me down. We don't have any events really. We have events late June, early July, but nothing in the mid. And then we're pretty much booked all of August, all of September, and half
Totally.
of October.
I
so,
think it'd be
so yeah,
exciting.
yeah. Hurry up and get it
Well,
on the book so I can
definitely
block
hold
out my
that one
calendar.
off, that block right there, the July 14th through the 16th. Because my wife loves to cook. Hey,
Perfect.
people are on the golf course, have a lot of good fun. And I
Yeah,
have a VFW hall right over here, post 97. Also, I have in
perfect.
Auburn and all that, they have the Duesenberg Museum.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes. I think we had an event over there. It was, I think, in a partnership with our
Okay.
Detroit chapter. I'm not 100% what all they did, but I know they had something. I want to say it was in November. But yeah, we could
Oh,
always pull them down too. The
absolutely.
more
And
the
if you ever
merrier.
need any help in Auburn, Indiana, I'm right here. I'll do it. I definitely will
Perfect.
definitely support
Perfect.
because
Yeah.
that's what it's about. And I know,
Yeah.
and I talked to my wife that we're talking like for my PNES and for her cancer to make a foundation for that and to start one up for that to help
Yep.
raise it because again, we all suffer in different ways.
Yep.
And that's what I'm using the platform of the podcast to get more people on there
Right.
to voice it out, to be able to talk about it as adults. Because people are
Right.
too afraid to talk about it and to ask for help.
Yep. Yeah. I agree. And it's, um, again, in my opinion, it's more about building that sense of community and that safe place, right? Making sure, doing some self-reflection and making sure that you are safe for people to open up and come to and talk to you about things. And then if, safe looks different to everyone. If it's just listen and do nothing, okay, that's fine. If it's listen and take action, fine. But being able to say, what is it that you need from me, to get the most out of this relationship and continuing to build on that, I don't know, the camaraderie and the vulnerability, I think is super important. And I would agree with you. We're not talking about some of the difficult things enough, but that's, the nature of the beast. Society wants to kind of, a large chunk of society wants to kind of bury their head, and
Well,
and I'm not
exactly.
that.
And I've learned through it that talking about it and getting past it, that means it feels much better. And to show that you're not
Yes.
alone. Because what you might have,
Yep.
you might help somebody else. You truly can.
Yeah, you never know. you never know what other people are carrying and what journey they're on and what path they're walking until you know, talk about it and open up and are okay with being
Well,
vulnerable in a
exactly.
situation.
Like I have a great group of guys that I go every Friday, Vietnam veterans, and it's so heartening
Mm-hmm.
to hear their stories. I can imagine
Oh yeah.
when I hear their stories. That's why they're definitely coming to my event because they're like, oh yeah, we're there. But their stories on what they went through and what they are going through now is
Yep.
unimaginable. I had one gentleman who had
Oh
a
yeah.
bullet right through his head. Now he's suffering and is deteriorating in his mind, but he's the most wonderful human being that you would have ever met. But he did it for a
Sure.
reason and for a purpose. He served our country.
Yep.
And when people don't
Yep.
say nothing about it, they just kind of like shun. I'm like, hey, no, you don't exist. Can't do that.
Oh, I know. There's a lot of issues like that with behavioral health care and all kinds of different things. You can go down the rabbit
100%.
hole with
And
that.
that's where I think mental health
Yeah.
should be taken seriously. And with
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we have a long way to go in regards to that. I've got my neighbor 2 doors down is actually the recreational therapist for the VA here in Indianapolis, and he comes down and we may or may not have a beer or two in the garage and start talking about, you know, opening Pandora's box of how far we have to go in regards to mental health care in the veteran, you know, community specifically. And one of the good things I would probably say on that front is, you know, he's been spearheading a program utilizing virtual reality as a treatment option. And he has been in talks with VA on a national level. So hopefully something will come to fruition soon with that, because there has been proven results based off of studies that does, you know, that is a very effective form of counseling and an outlet and things like that. And you know, I could speak to it. Actually, it was interesting. That's kind of how it came up, because I had a violent allergic reaction to the Moderna vaccine, and I have been lovingly sick for 2 years, and um, my medical sheet looks insane. And so I actually went through, my husband bought me the Oculus, and I used that a lot when I was at the worst of it, just to escape, you know, pain and everything else that I was dealing with. It added great value. And that's kind of how it came up with him. I was like, you know, my husband's got this stupid idea to get me an Oculus. And he's like, no, that's not stupid. We actually use it at the VA all the time. And I'm like,
right?
what? Tell me more about that. And there's actually a lot of parallels. So like, I have POTS syndrome and all these crazy things, right? And one of the things that my doctors had suggested was, it's called a ganglion, hold on, stellate ganglion reset. And that's something that has been used in treatment of PTSD
Really?
since World War II. Yeah. So it's essentially like they stick a, I'm sure, a terrifying needle in your neck and they hit some nerve in there, which essentially is like turning your brain off, almost like rebooting a computer. And one of my friends who's he's in management of a jewelry company here, he's had it done twice, and he gained 75% back of his like taste, smell, and all of his issues and side effects from long COVID as well. And that was where that conversation came up. And he said, I did all kinds of research and they've been using it on our military for a long time. And I'm like, damn, look at these overlaps and
See, I think
parallels. That's
that's
interesting.
fascinating. But first of all, I just, for your strength and for you being able to be here, bless you. We need people like, but again,
Well, thank you.
everybody has something. Has to go through something.
Yeah, I always tell people I wake up and choose violence against my illness every
Right?
day. And
Right?
that's just what
You're a
just what it
fighter,
is.
but you're here and you're still pushing.
Yeah, Yeah, this shit isn't
Exactly.
gonna
You
get
got to
me.
push through. You got to grab the bull by the horns and just do it. Don't think twice about
That's
it.
right.
If you know it's right, do it.
Yep. Yep. No, I'm definitely yeah. I choose violence. I'm not gonna let it get the best of me
And I think
ever. So
that's
it is what it
admirable
is.
and honorable. And it's like I had a big question for you. It's like, okay, so how different people have different vices to use, and
Yeah.
when they get into a bad place, like you said, the Oculus and all that.
Yeah.
But what other forms
Yeah.
that you would use? Like for me, being an alcoholic,
Great question.
that's what my cigar, a piano.
Yep. So I told you I was gonna go
Hmm.
into the music program with the Navy, right? So I was actually a voice performance major and piano minor at Ohio University. So my outlet when I'm stressed and think I'm gonna lose my shit, I can sit down at the piano and release that, and I'm blessed to have that, right? Um, which is, most musicians that I know have a similar thing, when they need to release energy or emotion, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. That's a vehicle that helps get that out. Other than that, I would say, honestly, I have a dog. She's a mutt. My husband got me her too when I was super, super sick, super, super sick. And she's just my little best friend. And so, yeah, she brings me joy. And honestly, as sick as this probably sounds, my work with folds has been such a passion and a joy for so long. I don't work a day in my life. And I know that sounds really cliche, but I mean 18 years. I was a bank manager for 18 years. So corporate America for all of that time. And I saw a lot, the most recent 3 years was downtown on Monument Circle, downtown Indianapolis during the thick of COVID. Our
Hmm.
branch actually opened 2 weeks before COVID hit. So I was downtown on Monument Circle during all of COVID, during the riots, all of that. And when I had this opportunity, you know, fiscally, I looked at it and was like, this seems really insane. But for my soul and for my mind and the wellness of my family and my friends and for me to be my best self, I was called to do this. And this was an easy decision once I, took a step back from wanting to be attached to
Yes.
money, right? And it's the best thing I ever did. I'm able to answer the calls with my friends and family that I used to literally have to ignore, before being in the banking industry. I can't take calls and stuff during the day. And now I actually can. So if someone has an oh shit moment and I need to go to help them with their kid because they had an emergency or something, I can adjust time and work later in the evening or earlier the next day. Like it's just a whole new world that I never have had the privilege of living. So again, I'm so blessed to be doing this that honestly my work is kind of an outlet from stress and health issues or whatever. That's a vice, is my
No, not
work.
really.
That
Not
sounds
really.
silly, but
Like
it is.
everybody thinks, like me doing this is it work? No, it's something I love doing.
No, it
Getting
isn't.
information and
Yeah.
information
Yeah.
that people need to hear, real life stories and
Hmm.
different ways and outlets to help out in
Yeah.
the community, to be a part of
Yeah.
something. And that's what I strongly value is let us help you or you help us be the best version of
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. I always say, because I don't have children, right? And people are always like, oh, when's it your turn? I'm like, I don't know that it's in the cards. If the Lord has it in line for me, then it'll happen. If not, we're just going to continue to be badass aunt and uncles, and it's just fine. And so I say that all the time. Like, it takes a village to raise kids, and I'm a part of your village. And it takes all kinds of kinds, and let me be one of your kind, in your group. You need all the different kinds and varieties to lift each other up. And that's just honestly that's what I'm about.
And that's awesome.
You know?
Have you, so
Yeah.
how long in Folds have you been?
Been on the board since 2018, but I've been in this role. It's not even a year. It won't be a year till May 1st. But yeah, I've been secretary and professional herder of
Now,
cats for a couple
here's
of years.
Smoke and Rescue. His name is Chris. He's a really good friend of mine. He's out of the Army. He retired out of the Army. Emmerich Carter.
Buddy.
He's in Ohio.
Where's he at?
Oh,
Ooh, where
God.
at? That's where I'm from.
Come on, Chris. Speak it.
I know.
Go ahead. Tell her.
Right. Yeah, Smoke and Rescue, where are you at in Ohio?
He's a great, wonderful person. We work together on different things. He has coffee. I mean, that's what this whole community is about, is we all come together with a leaf or Newark.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm from, it's a small, no one's going to know it. It's like 15 minutes north of Ashland, Ohio. That's probably the closest small-ish town that's around there, but that's okay. We're like off 71, about an hour and a half north of Columbus.
What's that? Originally from. Oh, excuse my language, but you went to Ohio, so I'm sorry about your luck.
I know. I get shit all the time out here.
Sorry.
It's fine. Oh God. Okay, well clearly we cannot hang out.
But I like during Notre Dame and all that, so it worked.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I'm already catching shit about this coming September 23rd, the Notre Dame Ohio State game, and I was like, I don't care. I love you all. And even Lieutenant Colonel Dan's daughter is attending Notre Dame. So I'm really going to be bucking the system, but I'm still going to wear my Buckeye stuff. I take the heat. I'll take
that's
it.
What it is. You got to have.
I will.
Sport it.
I'm not scared.
I mean, I can't wait for
That's so funny.
I'm excited about it. So
yeah. Well, you for sure have to come down for the gala. I mean, that's going to be amazing. It's a night. We have a recipient speaker. So that's like a 30-minute program. But other than that, we have activations like a bourbon pull and, a diamond pull and all kinds of stuff like that. And then like I said, we have Craig Morgan, like an intimate concert, like a private concert with 500 people or less at the Lucas family estate. Like that's intense. That's super cool. So that's September 16th.
I got to put that in my book.
Yeah, you do, because that's going to be a hell of a good time. It always is. This will be our 12th. Yeah, this will be our 12th this year. And then other than that, like going to indiana.foldsofhonor.org, following us on Facebook, checking out our events, and then just email me. If anyone wants to get involved, I'd welcome all of the help and all of the anything. Just come drink. I mean, when you have your largest sponsors, Budweiser.
Hey, just saying.
We drink a little. We fundraise a lot.
That's
we have a
what
lot of fun.
It's about. I'm typing in right now. Excuse me, I'm freaking slow. I hate it.
Oh, you're fine. And I know another thing that is important, if there's any first responders.
Smoke and Rescue is also a first responder as well.
Okay. Is he fire, EMS?
EMT and I think fire. I think he does both. I could let him.
Okay. Well, Smoke and Rescue, does Gomez still ride with Folds of Honor? I'm not sure. Well, if Smoke and Rescue, anyways, for the International Firemen's Convention that is always in Indianapolis every year, we are having a tent party with Budweiser on Thursday, April 27th. So that's another party you should crash if you have the time.
See? Writing dates down, ready to rock and roll. Now, see, here's a good friend right here, Divergence Bourbon, right here. He's ex-army.
Is he the one that's making the bourbon for you?
He was out of the Army, so it's a veteran. That's why I'm trying to keep people that are veterans in it.
Love that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Smoke and Rescue said fire and EMS. Perfect. Are you coming in for FDIC to Indy?
you should. He can always stop by my house and take a
Right?
break and then go on down.
Yeah, take it overnight and then come
Absolutely.
on down here. Because if that's the case, email me so that we can have him reach out to me so
Will
I can
do.
loop
Will
him into
do.
that event.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that'll be a lot of fun. We're not 100% sure what band we're gonna have yet. I know we're gonna have a DJ open and close it for us, but we're working on the band. It might just be a local cover band because, I mean, it is what it is. We're just trying to have a really good party, which isn't hard to do. We're good at that.
Right.
Um, just to be sure that, you know, since this is our first year expanding the program to fire, EMS, and police, we just really want to be sure that we are in front of those people and letting them know that we're downrange for them. And we have their back no matter what. Oh yeah, Chris Stapleton. Okay, sweetheart. If you can find somebody that would sponsor that
Right.
budget,
Is
I'd be more than happy to contact
or what
Chris
about
Stapleton.
just a hint to the wise,
But
what about
again,
like Dave Bray USA?
what,
Dave Bray
who
USA?
is that?
He's a veteran of the military. He came and did the show with down at Rally Point for Armed Forces Brewing Company.
Well, send me his info. I'd
Oh
love to
yeah,
talk to him.
he went to the
Hell
White
yeah.
House. He does a lot. The national anthem.
That's super cool. Yeah. Yeah, we have so I'm trying to think. I've got some personal relationships with some folks down in Nashville. Like I'm sure you've seen John Rich does a
Yes.
bunch of
Yeah.
stuff for Folds all over. Lee Bryce does. Yeah, we've had quite a few. Yeah, and we're like case in point, I'm working with Craig Morgan for this year. This will be the first event he's done for Indiana Folds, but not he's done a bunch for Folds National. David Lee Murphy, we've got a relationship with him, and he's awesome. He drops his rate for Folds because he loves the mission. So yeah, it's all about, again, making connections and making sure that, again, I'm very, very careful with the budget because I'm not going to compromise my 91 cents per dollar because, again, I have to be able to lay my head down at night. And that's what the mission is, and I won't lose sight of that. So I'd love Chris Stapleton if he would do it for, you know, next to nothing, which is real hard to do.
But you never know. Sometimes you might be surprised. You don't know.
You
Yes,
never know.
exactly.
You never know until you ask. So if anyone has connections,
that's
I'm more than happy to
what
have a
it's
conversation.
about, pointing it out. And like in the cigar industry where we have like Arturo Fuente, Carlito, Padron,
Yes.
all the big wigs. There's a lot of things that can happen. And when with the meshing, intermingling, a lot of things, beautiful things.
Yep. Again. Well, so you saw that we have that relationship with Dugout Mugs, which is hysterical because people are like, how did you partner with Dugout Mugs? I'm like, do you want me to be honest? I was drinking a mom water on my back patio and saw their products come across my LinkedIn, and I searched who the CEO was, and I messaged him, and he messaged me back, and we had a call, and it was done. And people are like, no, it wasn't that easy, right? I'm like, I promise it was. I'm like, just don't be, I'm like, just don't be scared.
Yeah.
I'm like, you just have to
he did
ask
it for
the
me. I
question.
was like, holy crap, this is real.
Yeah, Chris Denner's a rock star, man. He's a total rock star.
Bless him. That's why I love Dugout Mugs. And
yeah, amazing guy, amazing company, great story. The backstory is amazing. They don't care how big, small, they do not care, and they will do the exact same level of, you know, quality and care to anyone.
You know what? I think
that's huge.
We've got to talk later because it's going to be interesting because there's a cigar lounge down in Fort Wayne called Rudy's.
Okay.
It's right directly across the street from the Yes.
I know where that is.
Sometimes they close down the whole block, and if get Folds of Honor, get a whole bunch of people together, that would be freaking amazing.
right. So you know how they have I have plans.
Yep,
You know how they have the air show every 3 years?
most definitely.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to weasel
Get
my
her
way
done,
in there for the next one.
right? That's how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, yeah, because I was up there for it this year, and kind of got my bearings and the lay of the land, and kind of how they run things, and where the pilots hang out, and all the stuff. And so
Oh,
I got
that
my eye on
will
that
be
one
amazing.
for sure.
So, other than the September,
Yeah.
what else is Folds of Honor have going on?
We have, honestly, we have golf outings literally April 4th, 7th, 17th, 27th. And then we have another, there's a partnership with Indianapolis Cars and Coffee. They have events all around Indianapolis, all throughout, starting May
Oh,
1st,
wow.
all through October.
Oh, wow.
So if you're into cars, we've got that. Um, that's amazing. They gave us almost, well, it was roughly 60 grand last year, just from that, which is amazing. And then, yeah, the golf outings, the gala. We do have a partnership with the Savannah Bananas on June 30th when they come to Indianapolis, but unfortunately, we're sold out already
Of
of those
course.
tickets. That went really fast. I know, but we are going to have the Savannah Bananas and the Party Animals. Both teams are going to be wearing their jerseys will have the names of Indiana Fallen on both teams, and they're going to be auctioning off their jerseys. I would assume that auction would be open to anyone, not just people that are attending the game. I'm relatively certain that they're going to be running the auction, but follow us on Facebook if you are interested in learning more about that. They are going to also, just so you know, they're making the jerseys all in duplicate and sending the family
Oh, man.
actual
That's
jersey as
awesome
well.
right there. I love that. But that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Folds of Honor,
Yep.
all the way through,
Yep.
is it's a great organization. So,
Yep. We're blessed. We're absolutely blessed to be doing this. And like I've said, I don't work a day in my life, and this is easy. If this is work, I'll do this until I
right?
can't do it anymore.
Exactly. Hey, I was going to ask Smoke and Rescue
Yep.
if you didn't mind. I was going to ask them if you'd like to come on and hop on to ask questions, a little bit of Q&A, if you don't mind. That's if he's still, that's it. If he's
Sure.
up to it, or is if sometimes he might be scared. No, he's not even in here, but that's okay. Because
Yeah.
he's probably at
Yeah.
the
No. No worries.
firehouse.
Mm,
He stays busy and all
that
that.
makes
I
sense.
just think it's amazing. Once again, I cannot
Yeah.
thank you enough for being on the podcast. And I'd like to have you on all the dang
Absolutely.
time
Nope.
to keep,
You can have. I will come on
and
here
I
anytime you
appreciate
want.
that. That's why I think is you come together, you put it together, because I'm the type of person that, hey, you got to combine it. If you want to be able to do something righteous and do the right things, you got to unite everybody so they're all on the same
Yep.
track.
You're a hockey fan, right?
Blackhawks, Chicago.
Yeah. So, and isn't the Indy Fuel a feeder team for the
Oh,
Blackhawks?
it's the Chicago. Oh man, I forgot their name already. Yeah, but one of them are, yes.
Okay. So the Indy Fuel hockey team, we have an event with them March 31st. So that'll be Folds of Honor night, Made in America night. So we'll be there, and we're going to have a whole bunch of recipient families. One family, one of the kids is, I think he's 15. He's going to get to ride the Zamboni. We've got recipient families as bench warmers. We've got a whole section of 100 tickets that are going to be recipient family. So yeah,
Which
that's going to be a
what
big
date
night.
is
We're
that?
excited about that too. That's March
31st.
31st.
I think put
Mm-hmm.
hockey down. Me and my wife are there because our oldest, he's a
Yeah. And I can send you the link to get the free tickets for our section. It'll be like the Folds of Honor section, so you guys can come and
Oh,
bring all your friends.
that would be
all the things.
fantastic. I think that we're close to,
Perfect.
like I said, down Fort Wayne, where you got the Comets playing. You got they're the ones for what was it? Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, oh,
That's
okay.
their
Yeah,
team.
that makes
Just like
sense.
the Tin Caps in
Yeah.
Fort Wayne are the San Diego
Yeah.
Padres. And it's pretty cool.
Yep. And I just actually got an email from the Tin Caps today. We're working on a
Oh,
partnership with them for
I'll
the
be
summer as
there.
well.
I
I know. That's what I said to him. I said, can we partner with you during a game in July so that I can actually come and stay a night and enjoy? I love Fort Wayne. It is such a foodie town. I can eat myself
It
stupid in that town.
is. It's a lot of fun. There's different things to do.
It's it, you you sleep on it though. Like when I was there for the air show, I'm like, are there really this many restaurants? And we really did. Like we ate our way through there over 3 days, and it was, I mean, it's gorgeous. The River District, all of that is absolutely stunning. I had no idea. And I used to work for Star Financial Bank, which they
Oh
sponsor that
yeah.
riverboat thingy. Yeah, it's awesome. And they have that brand new Star Financial building going up downtown. It's stunning down
Look
there.
again,
It's
have
absolutely
a lot
beautiful.
of fun. People can go to the Tin Caps. It's just a lot of fun, and it brings community
Mm-hmm.
together.
It is.
And that's why we're all a part of it,
Yep.
and like to get the cigar into that type of thing instead of what they normally
Yeah.
typically do. It's like you got to step out of your comfort zone, people. It's okay. Trust me,
Yeah.
it's okay. But I know
Yeah.
what's
I agree. Well, speaking of stepping out of the comfort zone, I remember when I left the banking industry and I started working for Folds, I was like, can I show my tattoos? Because for all of these years, I've been covering everything. And everyone was like, yeah, you're working with military and first
nobody.
responders now. No one cares. And I'm like, I still am a
Well,
little
because you're not
paranoid
used to
there.
it. It's like, oh, is this professional or am I going to
No.
be unprofessional?
Yeah. I'm used to like long sleeve collars, a suit, like just all the time. So yeah, I'm still adjusting to the whole t-shirt and
It feels
hoodies at meetings
weird, don't it?
thing.
It feels awkward. Hey, Mike,
It
how you doing?
does. Yeah.
Oh, again, I have a
Yeah.
blast. Just being yourself, going in, meeting different people. I met
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of different people. Like Major Ed. Who would have freaking thought? Man, he's a Purple Heart recipient, lost his leg in the
Yeah.
Army
Yes.
for, doing it. He
Yep.
came on. I met him in person. He was freaking fabulous. He has a smile on his face at all times.
Super,
Well, that's
super fun
what I was
energy.
going off of is for anybody, for the inspiration and motivation, right there is it. How you
Right.
doing, Mike? That's Cigar Chef Mike. He's a good person too. They're all great people. I just thank you for them coming on here and there and all that. But
Yeah, no
getting more
problem.
out there. So what do you get? What is Fold's next process of getting information out there?
Our next, honestly, we're just going to keep doing what we have always been doing. We have a good, set of events that we've been having year over year. Case in point, the gala, and as new opportunities present themselves, if they make sense, we hop on them. If they don't, we keep analyzing as things change. But honestly, just continuing to get our name out there with the help of friends like you, and getting people to follow us on social media and start coming to our events and increase our numbers. We don't want to reinvent the wheel, and start doing a
Right,
whole
right,
new event. That's
exactly.
stupid. How it works, we have golf outings, a gala, and other than that, we have a lot of fun with our community and just increasing the awareness so that everyone in the state of Indiana knows who we are and what we're about and what our mission is. That's the focus, and that's what we're going to keep on doing. And honestly, just continuing to keep our families at the heart of our mission and meeting sacrifice with hope. That's what
Again,
it is.
that's awesome. Like, I've talked to my oldest son because he's a Chicago firefighter, first responder. So
Yeah.
I get it. With mental health, I have a brother that, stepbrother that is a police officer, and they go through a lot. They have a lot of it. And I've talked to them over several different times with mental health things and all that because we relate to each other. And it's like we help other people. And it's okay that we help other people. We have all the answers, right? We have all the greatest answers. But when when it happens to us, we don't have the answers. It's like, who's going to help us? And that's what we're lacking is now who helps them? And that's what we got to build up like, hey, they need help to make it a strong bond. And that's the one thing about Folds of Honor, why I want to keep iterating is you guys added first responders onto that as well, which is awesome because every one of them went through hell.
Well, we fold the flag exactly the same, right? So in the unfortunate situation where we have to fold the flag and hand that to that family member, we do it exactly the same for first responders as we do for military. Sacrifice, they all make sacrifices. Their families make sacrifices. So
100%. I couldn't agree with you any more than that. Wow. So did you enjoy the cigars?
Yep, that's right.
Did you enjoy the cigars that you got
again?
for me?
Oh yes, and everyone gave super positive feedback.
Outstanding.
So they requested that for the gala, so we'll have to get some of those because we have a cigar.
Okay, that's great because I have a new manufacturer that different things, and that's the other thing I wanted to ask you. While I have you on, it's perfect. This is just me and you. It's great. Okay, so about like you guys have that gala. Do you guys need cigar rollers? It costs a little bit. It does, but it's an adventure to watch them actually roll it on site.
Never thought of that. Yeah, send me the info.
Right, because
I'm curious because that's a I've never seen. So
well, that's
why not?
again, like when I'm doing cigars or bourbon or whatever the case may be, or just having a great conversation. It's the quality first, but also the experience.
Yeah, that's again, like I said, I've been to a lot of events and I've never seen that. So yeah, let's explore that.
100%. I'll definitely get on that. See?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful evening, and I hope you have a fabulous Wednesday.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be warm again tomorrow, and I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed that no more of this cold bullshit comes back because I'm just over it. But yeah, so again, follow us on social media and visit our indiana.foldsofhonor.org. And I appreciate you so much for asking me to be on here. I'll come on here anytime. I love the energy. I love the positivity and the community that this encourages. So I'm always here for it. And yeah, once it's warmer, maybe we should do it in the summer so I can sit on the patio and enjoy a cigar.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I wait for is the spring, but hey, sometimes you just got to do it now to get the word out. And once people see it and they start hearing it, like I had great feedback that people were some skeptical, like with Major Ed, because they're not familiar with that. I had Charles Strange and his wife Mary Strange. I don't know if you're familiar with them. Well, that
I'll check.
Well, Michael Strange Foundation. He does the book Relentless. He's a Gold Star family. Yep. For Extortion 17. Well, that's his son and all that. I had him first on my podcast, and then before Major Ed had William Brown, Bill Brown, SEAL Team 8. Fantastic people.
Yep.
again, just trying to spread the word, get people to understand, like, there's more. You got to hear people's stories.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
In a
I
safe
would
setting.
never want to put anybody in harm's way or in an uncomfortable position. 100%.
Yep. But this is
And we got a lot of vets that would love to be a part of it, just to have that camaraderie and have a great time playing golf and drinking great
that's right.
barbecue and having friends, meeting new people. And hey, but again, I want to thank you. You have a fabulous evening.
Thank you so much. Same to you and to your wife. My prayers, thoughts, and prayers are with both of you as we
Oh,
continue on our journey.
We'll be in touch.
Yeah.
100%.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you again so very much. I'm blessed to be on here, and
You too. Thanks, Diane. Bye.
Bye-bye.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I wish other people can see this, but that was Miss Diane Markle from Folds of Honor, Indiana chapter. They do amazing work to help other people, and I hope some people who come on here got something from that and get pointed in the right direction. If you have questions, DM me. Go on foldsofhonor.org. You can hit the Indiana one, wherever you're located at. Believe me, they have one. If not, reach out. We'll point you in the right direction. Just be a part of something great, be positive, and help other people. So with that note, I want to say thank you to everybody who joined, and everybody have a good night.